All right, let's get right into it. There is an invisible war being fought every single second of every day, and it's not for land, it's not for resources, it's a war for control of the internet itself. And the weapons being used? Well, they're getting bigger and more powerful than you can probably even wrap your head around. Just look at this number for a second. 205 million. And no, that's not a population, it's not a dollar amount. That is the number of requests per second that were hammered against a single target in a massive, recent cyber attack. It's like a digital fire hose aimed with one goal: to break things. To really put that into perspective, you gotta hear this analogy from Cloudflare. Imagine every single person in the UK, Germany, and Spain all typing in a website and hitting enter at the exact same instant. That is the sheer scale of force we are talking about. It's just wild. So this digital tsunami has a name. It's called a distributed denial of service attack, or DDoS for short. And they're not just big. They are growing at a frankly terrifying rate. And this isn't happening by accident. It's being fueled by this perfect storm of insecure smart devices and the rise of super easy-to-use DDoS for hacker services. It means pretty much anyone can launch one of these massive attacks now. So what is this thing really? How does it actually work? Well, to understand the distributed part, we first have to start with its simpler, older cousin. A regular denial of service, or DOS attack, is pretty straightforward. You have one attacker using one computer flooding a target with a bunch of junk traffic. Think of it like this. It's one person standing in a doorway, just blocking anyone else from getting through. It's annoying, for sure, but you can deal with it. See, a DOS attack is limited. Because it's coming from one place, you can trace it back, block that source, and you're good. But this is where things get a whole lot more dangerous. And this is the critical difference, right here. The move from one source to many. A DDoS attack isn't one person in a doorway. Oh no. It is a massive, coordinated mob storming the building from every single entrance at the same time. The traffic is coming from thousands, sometimes millions of different computers. This makes it incredibly powerful and almost impossible to trace back to the actual attacker. It's basically a coordinated army of digital zombies. And this zombie army, it doesn't just have one trick up its sleeve. They have a whole arsenal of weapons. They use all these different methods, like SYN floods or HTTP floods, to exploit different weaknesses in a target's defenses. It just makes them that much harder to stop. So, where does this giant, coordinated army of zombies even come from? Well, the answer is something called a botnet. A botnet is essentially a network of hijacked devices. We're talking about machines that have been infected with malware that lets an attacker control them from anywhere in the world, and the owner has absolutely no idea it's happening. These compromised devices, these are the zombies in the army. And here's the part that is really unsettling. This zombie army isn't made of some specialized hacking machines in a basement somewhere. It's made of our everyday stuff. Your PC, your smartphone, that smart security camera you installed last year, even your smart TV. A recent botnet, nicknamed Isuru Kimwolf, used a massive collection of infected Android TVs to launch some of the biggest attacks we've ever seen. So all of these vulnerable, always-on devices have basically poured jet fuel on the fire. It has fueled this unbelievable escalation in the power of these attacks. You can tell the whole story of this escalation not in years, but in terabits. So get this. Back in the 90s, a big attack was measured in megabits. Barely anything by today's standards. Then by 2016, the Mirai botnet completely shatters the 1 terabit per second barrier. That's 1,000 gigabits. The scale just keeps exploding. It's turned what used to be a nuisance into a weapon that can take down critical infrastructure. And the growth has only accelerated. We went from 1 terabit in 2016 to 3.4 in 2023. Then, by 2025, a jaw-dropping new record was set, 31.4 terabits per second. The power isn't just growing anymore, it's multiplying at an insane rate. So who's in the crosshairs? Well, the motives are all over the place. You've got everything from extortion and rivals trying to sabotage each other to political hacktivism. The top targets are critical infrastructure like telecom companies and high-stakes industries like online gambling and gaming, where just a few minutes of downtime can mean millions of dollars in lost revenue. And that's the real key here. This isn't just some technical problem for IT departments. It has very real consequences. We're talking hours of downtime,
tens of thousands of dollars in recovery costs, and just significant long-lasting damage to a company's reputation. I mean, customers lose trust when a service they rely on just disappears. So, when you're faced with such a powerful and constantly evolving threat, how does the internet even fight back? This isn't a battle with a clear front line. It's a constant, high-tech arms race that's unfolding in data centers all over the world. There is no single silver bullet here. The defense is a really sophisticated, multi-layered strategy. It all starts with being able to instantly detect and filter out the bad traffic. For the really massive attacks, huge global networks act like a giant sponge, absorbing the flood to dilute its impact. At the same time, systems are throttling requests down to a manageable rate. And what's become absolutely critical is that AI and machine learning are now essential, proactively hunting for new attack patterns before they can do major damage. And that's the reality of the modern internet. It is a never-ending cat-and-mouse game. Attackers find a new vulnerability or a new type of device to exploit, and then the defenders race to build an intelligent system to counter it. And as soon as that new defense is out there, you can bet the attackers are already working on the next evolution of their weapons.
Which leaves us with this one massive, critical question. In a world with billions, soon to be trillions of internet-connected devices, where every single one is a potential soldier in a botnet army, can our defenses actually keep up? Can we really win this escalating war for the internet?